It's time for Ask the Expert, your chance to learn something new every day. Let's find out who our expert is today.
Well, with us today on Ask the Expert are Stephanie Allen and Kevin Allen, a dedicated duo behind AirWorks Solutions in Camarillo. Combining technical expertise with a deep commitment to their community, they provide top-tier HVAC services tailored to local needs.
And plumbing.
The Allens have built a reputation for reliability, ensuring Ventura County residents stay comfortable through every season. Welcome to the program.
Thanks so much, Barry.
Thanks, Barry.
What y'all been up to?
Oh,
You know, serving people in the community.
Fixing stuff?
fixing stuff.
Upgrading.
HVAC, upgrading, plumbing, water filtration.
Insulation.
Is there anything new in the world of HVAC and plumbing that has been sort of happened recently? Anything new? I mean, it's probably few and far between where things change in your industry, but is there anything?
There's a lot of new that's happening in the back office. There's a lot of new efficiencies that we're putting into place with AI, et cetera. We're really excited about bringing on a new smart AC maintenance monitoring program. And so there are a lot of new technology things, but we're still very much rooted in great technical experience and service.
Okay, and the seasons are changing now. We're getting into spring, even though it doesn't really feel like it. It's been hot in the winter and cold in the summer. But for those of us that have new units or don't really know what we're all thumbs with our systems, can you give us some tips on how to handle our systems in the new season as the seasons change?
Absolutely. So obviously we need to start with putting a new air filter, which should be done regularly.
Is that those square things that I see all the time?
Typically a square thing you see somewhere, hopefully, prior to your furnace, and it's not just in the garage, sitting on the floor. But,
And you only want one in a system.
you only want one in a system typically.
Sometimes people put multiple filters in and it changes the airflow
Yeah,
to the system.
yeah.
It starves
You
the
mean
system of air.
a filter
You
in
don't,
every...
you don't want to stack them like behind each other, essentially, multiples, but you may have different entry points that you need multiples.
Do you have to do it every season?
You should be doing it, typically I recommend every 3 months.
Every 3 months.
Every
Wow.
3 months.
So like when you go to the oil change place and they show you the filter of your car, is it like that?
It's similar to that, that you're when you pull it out and just look at it by itself, it doesn't look as dirty as if you compare it to another one, right? The air in our home is much dirtier than we believe it is, and this catches all of that. So you've got an option. You can buy a filter or you could be a filter, right? Filters are a cheap investment in consideration of that, right? You can pay for health now or you can pay much more for it later, right? So purchasing a filter, a high quality, good filter, low cost in the grand scheme of things.
That's the same with water, right?
Really?
We want to make sure that we're filtering and purifying our water, just like we're filtering and purifying our air. So your question started with what should we be doing in the season? Well, here in Southern California, we might use our heater in the morning and our air conditioner in the afternoon and go back to our heater. So at AirWorks, we always do a full system check. We want to make sure that your heater and your air conditioning is working no matter what time of year. Because when you run your AC in the summer, all of that air has to go through the blower motor of your furnace,
Okay.
right? So
Okay.
it's important that both are checked.
Yep. So same motor moves the air, whether it's heating or cooling. Same distribution tubes, whether it's heating or cooling.
Being ductwork.
Being ductwork, yes, sorry.
It's all going
And
through the same pipes.
All the same pipes.
Or vents.
Yep.
Right?
All the same vents. So it's important to make sure those are sealed, right? If they're not sealed correctly, I'm going to use this fancy word called the Venturian Effect. And what that does is, even though it's a positive pressure, and you have if you had a leak on the positive pressure side, it actually sucks air in from the attic and puts it in the positive stream. So now you're pulling in attic insulation, dusty dirt and debris, rat
you don't
feces,
want any of that.
whatever it is, right? So you want to make sure that everything's sealed correctly. This is like full picture on that. Again, going back to your question, is we should change the filter. You should be having the service done on your equipment to make sure that it's ready to rock and roll, whether it's summer or winter. Getting it checked out, drain lines, all of those things. Washing your condenser coil off, making sure it's more efficient. It's got the airflow across it to maximize the equipment's life and the efficiency in your electricity.
I love it. We're speaking with Kevin and Stephanie Allen from AirWorks today, AirWorks Solutions, heating, air, and plumbing. And if you have a question for the expert today, you can call or text 833-346-4626. That's 833-346-4626. Or I'm sure you guys have a direct line and a website. What is it?
Yeah, absolutely. You can find us at airworksolutions.com, and our main line is 805-754-6468. And you can also schedule online right on that website.
Yeah, so if you have an emergency or a non-emergency too, you can schedule ahead if you need an upgrade going down.
100%. You can also text us on that same number, the 805-754-6468. You can text us anytime, and we're available for you.
2 o'clock in the morning?
You got it. We're
No
there.
way. Okay, so tell us about your fleet. Tell us about your team. How did you find your team? Who are these folks who come to our homes to fix things, and how does that happen?
We have the best team members in the area. We have a really high standard when we hire. Everyone on our team is considered mom approved, which means I would have them over to my house for dinner, right? So I want to make sure that before anyone steps foot into your house that they would be invited into mine.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautifully said.
Some of our technicians and installers have come with experience, and some of them have been trained by us in-house. We do regular training 2 times a week at minimum, and so we're continually evolving. We're continually getting better at our craft, and we truly believe in our team. And because of that, we can offer really robust warranties and service guarantees, etc., because there's no one better.
No one better.
Barry, you'd asked earlier,
Yeah.
like what new stuff is going on.
Yeah, what's up with the tech?
The industry is ever changing, and we're always learning more new things. So it's amazing, like what we knew yesterday, last month, last year may have changed and gotten better, not just technology-wise, but educational-wise, right? So we're always trying to learn things along the way, and then we update the team and grow and become better at what we're doing, and to serve the customer, right? To serve you and your home.
That's what it's all about. That's what brings us to you, is the service to our community that you provide. And you see Mom's face and the kids on all of the vans running around all day, every day. I see them everywhere. So you guys are awesome, covering the entire area. All right, tell me what you got there behind you.
Right here?
You brought a prop with you.
Yeah, I brought a prop today with us. This is a water filtration system made by Halo, top tier warranties. But we talked about how, you can buy a filter or be a filter. The biggest organ you have is your skin, and I'm assuming everybody showers out there, drinks water, all those things. So with that being said, you're absorbing whatever's in that water. We've got all kinds of not good things in the water, bad stuff, and so this is gonna take that out of there.
Yeah.
So if you want drinking water or you want soft water, whatever it is, it can be done. But you want to make sure that your family's safe and the food you're eating, all of that, it's all absorbed. Make a pasta, you cook it in the water, and it absorbs it all.
And there's a difference between water purification and water filtration.
Yes.
So will you talk to us a little bit about that?
What's the difference?
Yeah. So water softening is
That's
like,
when it feels softer?
it does. It's not as heavy.
And
It's much lighter.
Camarillo has really hard water, and that, you can tell because there's calcium around.
I was going to tell the rings.
Yes,
you see the rings everywhere.
The white calcium that builds up everywhere when you're squeegeeing your glass shower doors, if you have one, whatever it may be. That's all the calcium buildup. That's hard water. Ruins appliances, ruins fixtures, ruins pipes, right? We could keep going on. So the filtration helps with that, and the filtration helps with the bad stuff in the water. The softener removes all of that stuff. That some people like that. That slimy feel where I feel like I can't get clean. That's the softening of it. You don't have to have that to have clean water, right? Filtered water. So the filtered water will help prolong the life of your appliances, make things go further, like soap and all of that stuff. So just making sure that you're maximizing your appliances, your piping, all of that.
So in our home, we have a water filtration system, we have a water softening system, and we have reverse osmosis for our drinking water.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
The other thing that we're doing that you don't always think about AirWorks for is insulation.
Insulation, okay.
9 out of 10 homes are under insulated. And why is that important to us? Because the best HVAC system is the one that runs the least and keeps your home comfortable.
Yeah.
And so we want your system to run the least that it has to in order for you to be comfortable. And the way to do that is to insulate your home and keep the hot air in or the cool air in, whichever one you're going for.
Yeah, full climate control.
That's
Absolutely.
right. So one of the facts, a couple facts about insulation, I guess, is one, once you invest in the insulation, unless it's damaged or moved, it's always working, right? So when does insulation work? All the time. Once it's invested, it's a zero cost from there, right? Like, it doesn't matter what it is, it's always working. The other thing, we love to do a contest with our technicians driving down the road, and I shouldn't say driving down the road, when they're parked in front of a house, let me be very clear here, they take a picture of 2 homes, and if you see one with frost on the roof and one without, which one's better? The one with frost is better. And you're thinking, well, I don't want frost on my roof. Well, actually you do. Now, this is when it's cold outside, obviously. And the reason you want frost on your roof is because that means there's a barrier of insulation in the attic, which is not allowing the heat to escape your home and defrost your roof. So now when you have no frost on your roof, you're actually spending energy, money to defrost your roof. I'd rather keep that inside my home. So, my heater's running less, my house is more comfortable, I got less hot and cold pockets. I'm enjoying the fruits of my labor, which would be, that system running.
I like how you thought about this too, and you said, plumbing, we got the plumbing down. Let's get the insulation next.
Right.
That's the important, because that seems like where it starts.
It's about whole home service for us, and what really makes sense. And in the services that we deliver, how can we do that really well for the customers that already know, like, and trust us? And we want to meet them where they are and protect them from others who might not have the same values that we do.
Talking about values, I love how this whole thing started, where Kevin, explain what happened. You weren't you decided against selling something that somebody didn't need to an old lady. What happened?
Yeah, I was working for a company, and basically they didn't want me to repair her equipment when it was a small repair, and so they preferred me to just sell her a new unit. And I mean, there are times when you're...
And that's just like the common corporate big box way of doing it, I would assume, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't even have to be big box. This particular instance wasn't. He didn't have work for his team the next day. And so he was like, Kev, find something broken.
Yeah. I mean, there's times definitely where we're unfortunate, where there's not an opportunity for our team to work or whatever. So we're trying to always make that happen. But sometimes you run into these repairs where they're small and they're, a couple $100, like, make the repair happen. Depending on the age of the equipment, though, you may be looking at a piece of equipment that's 30 years old, and it's not worth spending that money on it. The other thing is if you have multiple repairs happening, even though there may be a few $100, they add up to, we'll just say thousands. It may not be worth investing that money in the old equipment with no warranties.
There's a reason that manufacturers really only guarantee their equipment for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
In Southern California, especially in our climate zone.
Because it breaks into the 11th year.
In this climate
goes
zone,
up.
we don't use our system like we do in others. And so we do get more life. In most of the country, the expected timeline of an HVAC system is 8 to 10 years. Ours is longer here, but it falls outside of warranty. So once you fall out of that warranty and you start getting massive amounts of repairs, it's really better for you. You're better served in the long run to replace that equipment with something that's more efficient, energy effective, and gives you those longer warranties again.
Yeah, there's a...
but we're back to the story.
Yeah, we're back to the story. All right.
I love how you two dance together. It's just my favorite part.
You wouldn't sell the lady something she didn't need.
Yeah, we wouldn't sell her something she didn't need, and it wasn't a good fit, and that was the end of that relationship.
We were in a different state at the time. Kevin had followed me for school, and so he had come home and he's like, "I think I'm losing my job today."
Yeah,
and
can't do it.
And I was like, "Okay, well, we'll figure that out." And we knew that we were going to move back home to raise our family with family. And we started talking about what does the future look like, right? And when we move back, is there going to be a company there that fits our values? And so we decided at that point to go ahead and start our own.
Let's make our own.
Yeah.
That's the corporate, that's the values that you're looking for there.
Right.
The special family
Because
values.
it's not just what you do, it's who you do it with that matters. And so we're really proud of our team. And we're really proud of our values and what we stand for. We've been blessed to be in Camarillo for This is our 16th year. Last year we won Camarillo Business of the Year.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Barry.
That's cool.
Yeah.
There's a lot of businesses here.
There's a lot of businesses here.
To be the best, the number one, that's pretty good.
It was quite an honor to win Business of the Year and to be able to go up there and, hold our heads high and proud and, be on that stage with other people.
It's beautiful, beautiful thing. And I'm sure every time you go out to, well, not every time, but there are many times where you go out to a job and somebody says, hey, didn't I go to high school with you?
We definitely know a lot of people in the community. It's really interesting when people are like, hey, I know you. And I'm like, no, you don't. My face is on a van.
Oh,
You've probably seen me around somewhere. The commercials that are out on TV, sometimes we get stopped for those. Hey, you're that guy that gets stamped. So it's fun. It's fun.
Love it. I love seeing your face everywhere in town. I'm sure. I wonder if that works when they ask you for your ID. You're just like, point at the van. Okay, so what's the next 15 years like for AirWorks? Since we celebrated Sweet 16,
yeah.
What's the future hold? And you got some things in Sacramento, and you have a lot of vehicles, a lot of staff. You keeping it going the way it is? What's happening here?
We believe that we're building a business worth keeping, and that there are so many businesses out there, so many business owners who are looking to retire, and we'd love to help them with that exit plan.
Oh, okay.
We believe that we have a culture here that continues to serve our community and serves our team. And so we're really excited about continuing to grow for the sake of the team and the sake of the community, and deliver that excellent service that we were founded with.
For generations to come.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
And I think it also gives the opportunity for people to be employed. Right?
Keep it at home, keep it employed.
With things changing so much in the outside of our industry with AI and all of that, it gives people an opportunity to start and to make a living and to be able to do that. You don't necessarily have to be a college graduate with all kinds of double degrees and things to do air conditioning and plumbing.
Double degrees, because I have a double degree.
But
here's the thing, is that I think that more workforce is going to come towards the trades.
Right.
And I'm so excited about that, because the work that we do in the trades is super noble.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It is critical. Plumbers are going to prevent more disease than doctors will ever cure.
Ooh, what a stat. That's interesting.
Right? Yeah. Because that's where health is.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We take for granted our clean water and our clean air.
We sure do.
But it's critical.
Mm-hmm. Your clean air specifically, yeah. And water.
Yeah.
I was thinking about some of the tips, especially here in Southern California. And you might not need to run your HVAC system because you're too hot or too cold, but we still recommend that you're running your fan for 15 minutes every hour during the day, so you have whole home filtration. That is increased by actually putting in indoor air quality into your system. And that costs the same as plugging a fan into the wall, because that's essentially what your furnace is. It's a big blower motor fan that you've plugged into the wall, but instead of creating purification in one room, you get to transfer the air through your entire home and purify it as you go. So even if you're not a big fan of using your air conditioner or your heater, we still recommend use that fan and get some air quality products into your home.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
it goes back to being a filter or buying a filter.
Yeah.
That's a cool phrase. Be a filter or buy a filter.
Your choice.
The second largest filtration thing in your home is your lungs. So,
You just got to stop and think about that for a second. Be a filter or buy a filter. You're breathing all that stuff in. When you go into someone's house, can you smell stale air? When you go somewhere, can you smell, if you're in an airplane, are you like, nuh-uh?
Airplanes have
Airplanes
really
have filtration,
quality
yeah.
filtration systems, but the person next to you may not have a high quality filtration system themselves, so you might smell that. But I can smell dirty air, right? And I know it sounds really funny to say, but as I've been in cleaner spaces and we've slowly upgraded our home ourselves now, I can feel the difference when going to other people's homes and just like,
Kevin has a knack for it.
Musty.
Okay,
dirty.
he can walk into a place and he's like, oh, do you smell the rodents? And I'm like, what do you mean? Right? He knows that that's rodent smell, or do you smell the mold, or do you smell these other issues, right? So those air quality products, that purification, is so important. We have a couple of different ones in our home, depending on which system we're using. But I love the fact that I don't have to worry about the water left over from a shower creating mold issues because we're constantly running the IAQ in our home.
The what? IAQ?
Indoor air quality.
Indoor air quality. Okay, this is a good one.
Yeah.
We're learning things here on the show.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Is it possible to smell black mold?
Not that I'm aware of.
Is there a feeling you get when it's in the room with you?
If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck.
Yeah, you probably see like.
I mean, look. In order to really give
That's
mold,
the scariest thing, right? The black mold.
You
We
should
call it
sample it.
biological growth because we are not certified.
Organic growth,
Organic
right? So look, I'm not a mold samplist.
Samplist.
Samplist? I don't know. I don't sample mold, but I can, go, it doesn't look great, right? That looks like organic growth. We should probably do something about it. So that's really
Catch-all phrase, organic growth.
right. Careful where you use
You
that term
never
these
want
days.
organic growth
No.
pretty much anywhere.
No.
And the thing is some companies and homeowners will just wipe that up. Well, it doesn't just go away. You have to change something in the chemistry to prevent it.
Yes.
You can do that with air ventilation systems. And
Yep. Yeah.
Just turn on a fan
air purification.
Well,
sometimes.
it's not just turning on the fan. It's having a UV light or
Air scrubber.
air scrubber ionization,
Ionization.
to change the chemistry in the
Yep.
air so those spores are caught and they drop.
Yeah.
Okay, call an expert. Yeah. Okay.
Turning on your exhaust fan in your bathroom after a shower, great thing to do. Get the moisture out of there, right?
What about open window?
Yeah, move
That's
some air.
okay?
Yeah, leave some air in there. Get some air
Airflow
moving.
is the
You need some
point.
movement. Opening the window may allow a little transfer, but nothing's like really initiating the move, right? So if I close this door and I open this window, what's my air movement, right? So
Yeah.
you gotta have an open door. You gotta have air blowing across the home, or you gotta have a fan on. All of that stuff. So it's. I don't want to use words of science, but you got to have air moving, right?
Yeah.
So, gosh, even
Kind of common sense,
even
Common sense isn't that common though, Barry.
I guess
I
not,
wouldn't say
you
you
know.
have a ceiling fan in your bathroom, but if you had a ceiling fan, that'd even be better because it's going to help move that air and dry it out, right?
What about the whole maneuver where you do the door and you move
to
the
defog
door
it, to defog the mirror? I've done that where you move the door back and forth and you
And
defog
it's
the
like,
mirror.
Or Kevin just blew.
It doesn't dry out the moisture though, right? So it defogs the mirror.
Yeah.
So I can get pretty again, but it doesn't remove the moisture in the air.
And that's one of the benefits of air conditioning is that air conditioning actually dehumidifies the air, so it pulls the moisture out of the air. And it's one of the times that we see a lot of water leaks.
Yeah.
And so oftentimes at the very beginning of season, if you haven't had a maintenance, you'll be calling us because there's water coming through your ceiling,
Oh,
right? And the filter has backed up some type of something and you've got
Somewhere.
condensation happening and you've got a drain line issue and all sorts of reasons. So water comes into play when you haven't maintained your system correctly.
yeah. You don't want to be at that point where you call a professional. You want to have a routine maintenance going on, so
Absolutely.
you don't get to a point
It's
where.
way more cost effective to maintenance over cure for sure.
Yeah. What'd you say was the phrase again? Be the.
Be a filter or buy a filter?
Come on.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on again.
Thank you,
What's
Barry.
the site? CallAirWorks.com.
That works. That'll get you there.
Okay. AirWorks Solutions. Stephanie and Kevin Allen, thanks for being my experts today.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Barry.
you for having us.
Have an outstanding day.
Boy, it already smells so much fresher here.